Hi ladies, I'm Jamie. Thanks for watching. You've reached She's Everyday. She's Everyday. You can be everything every day. I talk about all sorts of things on here, mainly relationships, and today we are talking about narcissists, how to handle a narcissist, how to one-up a narcissist, how to get your power back from a narcissist. If you are dealing with a very toxic narcissistic man, this video is for you. I did a recent video on the true traits of a narcissist because everybody can have a few little toxic traits or narcissistic tendencies or a little craziness blended in with their personality. Doesn't make them a full-blown narcissist. You can watch that video, but basically the three traits are control. They will control you. They will control the situation. They want to control everything. And they usually control it with their mood, their anger, their victimized status, silence. And they kind of prey on your emotions. They feed off of that. The other one is they will tear you down. They will break you down completely, isolate you from friends and family. They will make you feel like you are nothing, like you have to have them, kind of make you feel a little bit worthless. And number three trait of a true narcissist is their image is so critically important to them. They value their reputation. They want to be seen as the man. And when you start to look at the truth of them, when you start to see through their facade, when you start to realize all the manipulative tactics that they're doing, when you start to see them for who they really are, they fall apart. It enrages them. So those are traits of a true narcissist. Now, if you're dealing with someone like that, what do you need to do? How do you handle it? There are plenty of articles out there and plenty of videos that you can watch that will tell you just leave him, detach yourself, and just get away from him. Now, I agree with that, but it's really hard to just detach. When your heart is entangled, when you really love someone, even though you know they're not good for you, it's hard to just say, okay, let me wipe my hands of this guy, I'm done. That's difficult to do, so I'm going to hopefully give you some strategies. First off, let me tell you what not to do. You cannot reason with them. You cannot explain things to them. You cannot try to compromise with them. You cannot defend yourself. Don't even try. Don't waste your breath. Talking with them is a waste of time because they will use their emotions against you and they will keep going and going and going. They are relentless until they tear you down. No amount of talking is going to convince this guy of anything. Do not be his listening ear. Do not be empathetic because he may feed you a line about, well, here's what I went through and I'm a victim and I'm really trying, but I've had a bad childhood. You're a good woman and you want to help people. But listen, a true narcissist, they are only revealing this subtle side of weakness to you. This, what you think is such a weak moment for them, a humble moment for them, and they're kind of opening up to you and they're being vulnerable to you. Listen, they have ulterior motives. They are only doing that to call upon your better side, your virtuous nature, so they can lure you in and manipulate you even more. You cannot try to save this guy. The only thing you can do with a true narcissist is save yourself. Here is how you deal with a true narcissist. You have to go into no contact. Now, people will tell you, detach yourself. Well, this is part of that. It's hard to just cut all the heartstrings because you can't even do that. You don't even know where some of them are. It's not like you have a physical pair of scissors and you can cut yourself loose from this man. You may still care and care deeply, but you have to go into no contact. You have to distance yourself. If you're living with this guy, you have to move out. You have to not answer his phone calls or his texts or his emails. If you have to block him, block him. Now, I tell women, don't block an ex. But if they are a true narcissist and you know they are manipulative, they are toxic, they may even be abusive, then by all means, you need to block them. You need to get as far away from them as you can. Now, let's say you can't do that. Let's say this is an ex-husband. Maybe you have children together, you work together, you're going to see each other in certain circles. So you can't just completely avoid this person. In that case, I am going to tell you to go into no contact as much as you can. Only communicate with them about things that you have to communicate about. The children, for example. Other than that, just say, we have nothing to speak about. Get as far away from him as you can and build yourself up. The only way you can truly detach is to find yourself again. Because I will guarantee you, if you've been in a narcissistic relationship, this guy has been very toxic, you've lost yourself in it. You have succumbed to all of his little desires and his inconsistency of emotions, and you've walked on eggshells. You've done this kind of tango dance around him because you know what will set him off and what won't, or at least you think you do. So you try to manage the situation by changing your personality, and over time you lower your standards and you transform into someone that you never wanted to be. Trust me, I know, I have been there. You say you just want peace, and you will do anything to have peace in your life and peace in your family. And so in order to get that peace, you pacify this man. You let him say and do whatever he wants. You say you're just being patient. That's just how he is. You're just giving him some time. You'll address it more seriously with him later. Not enough talking that you can do to convince this man that he needs to change his behavior. So I know the situation that maybe you are in if you're with a narcissist, and the best thing you can do is get away. You have to get out. And while you're out, even though you may still care about him, you can at least try to find yourself again, rebuild yourself, transform into a high value woman. I believe every person on this planet is already high value, but we don't always show up that way. And we let people walk on us. We become a doormat, and we don't find that inner strength. We don't have that value and that confidence that we should have. Because when you're in this toxic relationship, they do tear you down. On my website, she'severyday.com, I will link it in the description below. I have 2 e-courses. One e-course on there you need to get. It's really a guide. It's several chapters. It's an easy read. You can download it to your phone or your tablet. It is called She Heals. How to not only survive a breakup, but how to thrive in the midst of it, and how to deal with some of these toxic types. So when you truly detach, when you truly become indifferent to this man, that is what he hates. That is how you handle him. He cannot take indifference. He wants some kind of emotion. He feeds off of emotion. He wants you to cry. He wants you to be sad. He wants you to get angry. He wants you to feel hopeless. He wants you to react in some way, and he will do everything. He will pull out all the stops to get a reaction out of you. He will cry, he will beg, he will plead, he will get angry, he will throw things, he will start dating other people, he will try to make you jealous. He may even play the victim, poor pitiful me. He might talk to your friends, to your family. He will do everything to get you to come back around, to get you to show that you care, to get you to interact with him in some way. And when you feign indifference, and I say the word feign indifference, meaning you might have to pretend indifference for a while. And I know other people will say, you can't fake this. You really have to detach, and you really have to become indifferent. I believe that, but I also believe you can't just cut off all the strings in one instant. It took you a long time to get entangled with this man. It may take you quite a while to untangle yourself. That's why I encourage you to get one of my e-courses, because it talks about how to get yourself back, certain things to do, 35 traits for you to adopt and kind of practice in your life to where you can get yourself to that point where you say, you know what, I really am indifferent. He can't push my buttons anymore. I will not get into an emotional, verbal confrontation with him because I don't care. But you may have to kind of fake that until you can get to that place. When you begin acting indifferent as you're on this journey to becoming indifferent and detaching yourself, he's going to lose it. He is going to go crazy because that is the thing he fears the most. Love and hate are very close. Either you love him and you're trying to get back with him, you're trying to change him, or you just act like you hate him so much and you're just railing at him and screaming at him. Those two emotions are very, very close. Indifference is a totally different story. Now, when you start becoming indifferent to him, where you just refuse to engage because you know he's a fool and there's no sense talking to a fool. You cannot convince a fool of anything. You can't encourage them to change. They're too experienced at being a fool. So you just have to adopt this demeanor until it really settles into your heart and you're like, okay, I really am detached from this man. Now, at that point, he is probably going to come to you with his last ditch effort because he's tried everything else. He's probably going to come to you and say, I understand that you want to leave. I accept all responsibility. I apologize. I have been a terrible guy. He may even admit that he's been narcissistic. I am so deeply flawed. I am so very sorry. I have changed, and if you could only see my change. And maybe you start to see a few changes in your heart of hearts. You want to believe this guy is genuine because that's what you've been wanting all along, is to see this change in him. But listen, that's just another ploy of his. It's just another final plea to you to try to draw you back in. Again, he's trying to call on your better angels. He's trying to call on your humane side, the side of you that is full of goodness and love and compassion and empathy. He's trying to stir that up in you to try to get you to come back. Do not be fooled, ladies. Your emotions are not at his disposal. He no longer has that hold on you. When you truly become detached, he can't make you feel anger, guilt, sorrow, empathy. You feel nothing anymore. You are just done. When you get to that point, you see through his lies. You see through the manipulation. You know exactly what he's doing and why he's doing it. And a narcissist can't handle that because you've punched a hole in this image, this front that he tried to put up. And now he knows that you see him for who he is. It absolutely drives him crazy. Eventually, a narcissist will move on, and he will move on to someone else, and he will pull these same tactics and tricks on them. But that can't be your problem. Again, you can't be this man's savior. You have to save yourself. So ladies, I encourage you to get my e-course. It's on my website. I will link it in the description below. I really want to help you. I want to see you win in every single area of your life. God bless you, ladies. I will see you in the next video.